captivity. He was a powerful king but received a dream from God. Daniel explained the dream, saying that if King Nebuchadnezzar did not confess his sins, stop thinking so high of himself, and show the poor mercy, he would then become an animal and dwell in the field like the oxen for 7 years, and his kingdom would be taken away from him. But he did not heed these words. And about 12 months down the line, when King Nebuchadnezzar decided to look out into the city, he said, "Is this not the great Babylon that I have built for royal dwelling? With my mighty power and with the honor of my majesty." And as he said these words, a voice cried from heaven, reminding him what Daniel had warned him about. And in that very hour, he changed and was driven out into the fields to eat grass like the oxen. At the end of 7 years, he became a human being. God showed King Nebuchadnezzar that it doesn't matter who you are, whether you're a king, a doctor, a teacher, a scientist, an accountant. God can easily remove you from that position if it means saving you rather than losing you. Saul was from the tribe of Benjamin and was Israel's first king. Saul was a very humble and righteous man, to the extent that the people of Israel had argued against God's decision because they did not believe that such a humble man was capable of leading a nation. He did everything that was asked of him from God, and God was pleased with him, and because of this, he was a successful king. As we all know, Saul's greatest sin was when he performed sacrifice out of impatience when he was instructed by Samuel to wait for him to perform the sacrifice. And because of this sin, God left Saul. God, in his mercy, forgave Saul, even though he had never sincerely asked for forgiveness, and allowed him to win that battle with many more battles with much success. Saul started seeking his own strength rather than God's. God took a normal man, a man that everyone rejected, and blessed him with a nation. He allowed that to drive him away from God. Saul chose worldly pleasures over God. There will be times in your life when you will pray for things and not get it. Not because God doesn't love you, or because he loves you so much that he doesn't want to lose you to worldly pleasures. Deuteronomy 31 verse 8. And the Lord, he is the one that goes before you. He will be with you, and he will not forsake you nor leave you. Do not fear, nor be dismayed. Amen.
If you don't mind, I'm going to come down here a bit. Okay. I have a question for all of you. How much do you love yourself? I want you to think really hard about this. How much do you love yourself? You see, the reason why I ask this is because in this day and age, you are taught to love yourself before anyone else. Respect yourself, love yourself, put yourself before others. So that brings into question, how much do you love yourself? You see, there was a story when I was a child in primary school, and it stuck with me for so long. I don't know how I remembered it, to be honest. But whoever gave this message, they explained it like this. You know the word joy? It has 3 letters. J, O, and Y. Now, each of those letters stands for something. And I'm going to tie it in with what I'm speaking about right now. But J stands for Jesus. O stands for others. Y stands for yourself. Now, there's a reason why it's spelled like that. It's not spelled Y-O-J. It's spelled J-O-Y. You know why it's spelled like that? It's because who is supposed to come first in your life? Say it again. Who comes second in your life? Who comes second? And who's last? You see, love yourself is what they preach. But what does Jesus say? love me, then love others, and then yourself. See, it's good to, I don't want to make it sound wrong now, but it's good to respect yourself, you know. It's good to, you can feel some type of way about yourself. I don't know how else to explain it. But when self becomes the main thing in your life, then it's a problem. When you put yourself before others, before your parents, your family, Jesus. Now, I want to read something. For those who can turn there, let's go to James 3, verse 16.